Good morning, friends, and welcome back for another lovely day of Power Summer Collegiate Baseball here in Palm Springs, California. Alongside Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. Our first and only game here today, the Grizzly and A's set to get underway here from Palm Springs Stadium. Glad you can join us here on this Monday morning. Jacob Gonzalez on the hill for the A's. His first pitch of the ball game finds the strike zone. Gets started early here today. First pitch, 8:57 a.m. Slated to another warm day as Antonio Cruz, the batter, awaits. The 0-1 offering from Gonzalez. He will slap it foul and out of play, and the count goes here to 0-2 quickly. Tons of sunshine here today in Palm Springs. At game's first pitch, it's 1:03. No balls, 2 strikes. Antonio Cruz, Hayden Huff, and J.R. Freethy here in the first inning. Righty way ahead here, and the 0-2 pitch is going to miss off of the plate just a hair to bring the count here at 1-2. Jacob Gonzalez tossing in his 4th game this summer, his 2nd start. 7 innings of work thus far. Gotten roughed up a little bit, 5 earned runs in those 7 innings. We got another foul ball, and the count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grizzly in the green tops, white bottoms, Reds for the A's today. Another foul ball, and we're running through the bucket already here today. Set the defense here momentarily for the A's around the diamond. Try another one, too. Didn't get that one. So the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Inning past Freethy here in the inning, J.J. Engman, Mark Kirkland, and Jason Doran. Bottom part of the order goes Jake Biscaluse, Chris Aguilar, Connor Hennings, and Irvin Bounds for the Grizzly today. Here's the 2-2 offering. And what a fight here by Antonio Cruz at the top of the order. Continues to battle alongside with Jacob Gonzalez here at the top. Cruz looking for a home still this season. This is his 7th game played, and he has 4 for his first 9. Another 2-2. And another foul ball sent to out of play on the first base side.
This is a fantastic battle for a guy that's seeing the leadoff spot for the first time.
Looking great.
He's been in the middle of the order mostly.
Seeing guys shifting around a little bit. For the A's, however, it's pretty par for the course today. What they've pretty much been rolling with here in the starting line. We'll try another 2-2. And finally, this one's going to be playable on the infield. Now drifting to the outfield grass. That's the second baseman, Gabriel DeJesus, hauling it down. And Antonio Cruz will finally end his at-bat. Defensively now here for the A's.
In the outfield from left to right for the A's is Nick Rohan in left, Ethan Cashana in center, and Noah Lane in right. From third to first in the infield, Nick Roca at third, Dalton Thomas at short, Gabriel DeJesus just caught that pop-up, Brandon Glowacki at first, and Robert Van Dorn behind the plate.
First offering to Hayden Huff is a breaking ball that gets away from Jacob Gonzalez and hits him square in the back. So a hit batter to put the first base runner aboard here today. Sam, keys for Jacob Gonzalez today. What's it going to take for him to kind of get that monkey off his back?
Well, you can already see it now at the plate. Most of the time they're playing matchups really well on the Grizzly. They have a switch hitter in the 3-hole. That's J.R. Freethy at bat right now. And you're going to have to deal with the strong 5, 6, 7 in this lineup. I think Mark Kirkland makes it a better team.
This is a little pop-up into left field, and over there to make the grab is Nick Rowan, and that's the second out of the inning.
And you're also going to have to do that, get quick outs. The longer you let the Grizzly hang in there, the longer they're going to have to be able to figure out your pitches.
So with 2 gone and a runner aboard, J.J. Engman comes to the plate. He continues to throw on his batting gloves here. We're in the top of the first without a score. 1 out, or rather 2 outs and 1 on over at first base on a hit batter. Couple of missing names today. Again, just 1 game on this field here on this Monday morning. Runner takes off for second, pitches a ball, throw down is high, and into second base with a stolen bag is Hayden Huff. That's his 2nd of the year in as many tries. It'll be one of the very few days we only have 1 game on this field this season. High and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, most notably, we'll have just 1 game once the season is over. And the Power are still playing their final schedule. That's pretty much it after today, at least anticipated. And this wasn't planned, by the way. That's going to miss high and tight, and it's 3-1. The field will be getting worked on today after this game. Thus, no ability to play in 11:30. Misses outside for ball 4. So free pass here for Engman. Continues this first inning. The speakers here at Palm Springs Stadium blew out essentially about a week ago or so, 5 days ago or so, whatever day that was. They all blur. Mark Kirkland to the plate. He was on the diamond when that happened. They went out during a power game around like the 4th or 5th inning. Get a courtesy runner over at first base, by the way.
It's Michael Macias at first.
Thank you. College of the Desert kid. But so they will be fixing that here today at the ballpark throughout the day. Who knows how long that'll take. Got to get in there, see what's going on. First pitch to Kirkland misses downstairs, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. And because of that, they will be bringing in cherry pickers that have nowhere else to go but on the warning track as they take a look at what's going on. So obviously you can't play baseball when there's a cherry picker on the field. 2 balls, no strikes here on Mark Kirkland. 0-0, we're in the top of the first without a score. 2 gone, 2 on. Huff at second, Engman at first. And Jacob Gonzalez is walking off of the field. Oh, I hope he's all right. He just made a beeline and walked off of the diamond. And looks like he's headed away from the dugout. He's not in the dugout. He walked off of the field and maybe assumingly to the restroom, if I had to venture a guess. Whatever it was, it didn't last long, so he's back. That's a good sign. Forgot to turn his phone on vibrate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put the stove on.
Yeah.
Forgot to put the chicken in the
yeah. I forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. Two balls and no strikes here on Mark Kirkland. Coming home. 3-0. Just for funsies, did Jacob Gonzalez call timeout? Did they give him time? Because if not, that's a live ball. Could have ran a circus out of play, 3-1. Would have been a merry-go-round right there if they didn't give him time. Didn't happen, but Kirkland sitting 1 pitch, 1 spot. The 3-1. Didn't get it, but they give him a strike, and it's 3-2. Jacob Doran, the on-deck batter, was already walking towards the plate. He thought that was ball 4. So did Mark Kirkland. So he'll step back into the box here with a chance to give the Grizzly an early advantage. 2 outs, runners will go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Gonzalez set at the belt. Kicks, deals, here it comes. Breaking ball called strike 3, and that'll end the inning. As Kirkland goes down on a curveball right there on the inside edge, and Jacob Gonzalez works around a hit batter and a walk here in the top of the first. There's no score as the A's come to the plate. Zero-zero contest here as we head to the bottom of inning number 1 alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granado. Ethan Caschetta will lead things off here for the A's, facing off with Nolan Craddock. The left-handed starter will find the strike zone 0-1. As it's Ethan Caschetta, Gabriel DeJesus, and Noah Lane here in the bottom of the first for the red-wearing A's. Caschetta has been the leadoff man more times than not here for this A's squad as he takes one up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. This is the first chance we get a look here at Nolan Craddock. He comes back with it now, and he wears it. Set the defense now for the Grizzly.
In the outfield, left to right, is Chris Aguilar out in left, Antonio Cruz in center, Connor Hennings out in right. Third to first on the infield at the hot corner is Jason Duran. Shortstop Hayden Huff, Jake Biscalou's over at second, Mark Kirkland at first. J.J. Ingman is behind the plate for the Grizzly.
So a runner aboard here for the A's. Gabriel DeJesus, the next man due to the plate. 6 games played, and he's 5 for his first 11. All 5 of those hits singles as he floats one backwards, and it's 0-1. Got the roof of the press box, and it'll trickle down through the empty bleachers.
Ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum.
There we go.
Upstairs with it, 1-1. You know the shave and the haircut, 2 bits? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I used to have a coworker who was French. She was born and raised in France and then came to the States. The 1-1 is a little up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. So one day at work, I went up to her and said, Claire, I'm gonna do something right now, and I want you to react how you normally would. She was very thrown off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kick deal, here it comes. Upstairs, 3-1. And I said, okay, I promise, don't worry, it's nothing weird. But I'm going to say something, and I want you to just, do what you would do.
React naturally.
Yes. So I looked at her, dead in the eyes, deer in the headlights. They throw on over to first. They got him picked off. Cachetta. Kirkland throws to second. And the shortstop, Hayden Huff, will tag him out. That goes as a caught stealing. 1-3-6. And that's the first out of the inning. It's still 2-1 on Gabriel DeJesus. And so I look at her dead in the eyes. She's scared, startled. I reassure her, and I just go, dump, ba-da-dum, bump. And she goes, what is that? And I'm like, oh, okay, so it is an American thing.
Are you Nardwar?
Got it. Very funny, though. High and away. Pardon, that was a 3-1 pitch, so that's ball 4. So Gabriel DeJesus walks. We've seen a hit batter and a walk twice already today, and it brings up Noah Lane. So if you ever have any international friends outside of the U.S., maybe have a little fun with it.
What's the etymology of that sound?
That actually dates back really, really far in American culture.
I wasn't expecting you to immediately know.
Well, we looked it up. We had looked it up. In there for a strike, 0-1. I mean, it goes back to like the Old West, like Western times.
Okay.
It was a folk rhythm. I forget exactly where it stems from, but I do have an interesting anecdote on it. When don't I? Noah Lane, the batter, right fielder with a runner at first and 1 out. 0-0 ball game here from Palm Springs Stadium. 1 ball and 1 strike after that one misses up and away on Lane. During the Vietnam War, when U.S. soldiers were taken hostage, or rather taken prisoner, I should say, swinging a foul tip, it's 1-2. To let other soldiers know they would be placed, whatever case may be, in whatever prisons that were out there, each soldier would typically have their own separate space in one small confined spot in a concrete building. Here's a called strike 3 on the inside edge. We've seen very similar first innings as down goes Noah Lane, looking just like Kirkland did in the first. Top of it, Brandon Glowacki to the plate with 2 outs, 1 on, and no score. And so what these soldiers would do from time to time is to see who was in, because they couldn't talk, right? Otherwise would get reprimanded. What they would do is they would do that rhythm on the walls of their prison cells. So they would knock, bump, 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 and then if the other person on the other side would respond with bump, bump, they would know another U.S. soldier was with them.
Oh, wow. So that's why we do that on doors?
I don't know if that's why we do it, but that is certainly part of the lore. 2 balls, no strikes here, falling behind on Brandon Glowacki, the first baseman. Over at first, still Gabriel DeJesus on the 1-out walk. 2-0 from Craddock. He'll get a foul ball out of play, and it's 2-1. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits. That's the lyrics to that, in case you never knew.
I thought it was, according to Narwhal, it was do-doodaloo, do-do-do.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Stems from, as this one misses up and away, 3-1. Again, to my understanding, without looking it up and going off the dome from something I looked up 4 years ago, was something of, how they would dictate prices. 2 bits, I believe, was 2 pennies. I can't remember exactly. That'll miss upstairs. Second walk of the inning. Glowacki takes a 5-pitch walk. And that puts runners on first and second for Luke Dinos, the designated hitter out of the 5 spot. All right, I'll cave, Sam. I guess I'll just look it up.
Well, see, it was confusing to me. I mean, Narwar's Canadian, so what does he know?
I don't know who that is. You keep saying that word. I don't know it.
He's an interviewer. That's his thing. That's his shtick. He ends every interview with that.
In for a strike. Again, this is Luke Dinos with runners on first and second. DeJesus at second. Glowacki at first. We're in a scoreless ball game, bottom of 1.
I think I could use a shave and a haircut.
You could.
I wish
I'm
it was
telling you right
bits.
now.
I wish it was 2
upstairs
bits.
and high for a ball. Two bits means a quarter. How that makes sense, I don't know. That misses upstairs.
Everyone knows a bit is a 12 and a half.
12 and a half cents, yeah.
We both spoke at the same time. Now both of us are afraid to
now
say
we don't,
something.
yeah.
It is 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike here on Luke Dinos. Like to see Craddock get out of this jam here in the first inning that he's created. Good thing he had that pickoff. Otherwise, the bases would be juiced with 1 out here. Down and away with this one. 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm Luke Dinos. I'm sitting pretty here. That's going to be a called strike 2, 3, and 2. You know, in my family, Sam, as I've talked about a couple of times here, Mexican-American household. And many classic Mexican songs. I'll get to that in a second. As the 3-2 comes home, that's outside. Ball 4. Bases loaded here with 2 outs for Dalton Thomas. Big spot here for the A's to try and get on the board early. The Grizzly had an opportunity but failed to score. 3 walks in the inning. Dalton Thomas, the shortstop, out of the 6th spot, so that means it's the 6th hitter in the inning. Many songs in Mexican culture end with bum ba dum bum bum. Very classic rhythmic scheme that we've heard a million times. Down and in for a strike, caught the corner 0-1. And so in my family, many times to signify that we were done with something, kind of as a cheeky joke, we just go, done, done. And that's kind of what also the shave and a haircut is used for many times comedically. Upstairs, 1-1. So my dad a lot of times, pulling into a parking lot and maybe hit the curb, you just go, done, done. It's a very good dad joke. Little dribbler towards short. Hayden Huff is there, go the easy way, and they get out of the jam. Bases loaded. Nobody comes in to score. We play 2 half innings here to wrap up 1 to the 2nd. 0s across the board. 0-0 ball game as we move to the top of the second. Jason Doran will lead things off here. Back to the mound, Jacob Gonzalez. A walk, a hit batter, and a strikeout there in the first inning, but did not allow anybody to score. Duran, Biscaluz, and Chris Aguilar. 6, 7, and 8 for the second. Both teams having some opportunities with runners in scoring position, but neither come across. First pitch waved at and missed, chased it down and away. Do have action already here in the A's bullpen. Right-hander beginning to toss. This is upstairs. And the count goes here to 1-1. That's Tanner Salazar getting loose. Number 7?
Possibly.
I believe
I haven't seen him pitch, but I know he wears 7.
That's upstairs for a 2-1 count. Doran out of Cabrillo College. In the dirt, he takes it. 3-1. It's shaping out to be a very warm day here in Palm Springs. It's very hot yesterday. 3-1, dribbled up along the third base line. Rocha is there. His throw will sail a little bit, but nothing too hard to handle for Glowacki. The ground out goes across the diamond. 5-3 for Jake Biscaluz to come up with 1 out and the bases clear.
Really interesting that you can find 3 catchers in this lineup for the Grizzlies.
Sure.
I mean, Ingman is actually behind the plate. You got Bounds at DH. Biscaluz is actually at second.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've seen Biscaluz at second before.
I don't believe so.
Doesn't strike any memories. He is listed as a catcher and a second baseman, but we haven't seen him. To our recollection, we also watch 500 games a day. So we could very much be wrong. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Down and away, 2-0. Without looking, Sam, spell Biscaluz for me.
Biscaluz.
Correct spelling, but once again, per spelling bee rules, you didn't say the word before and after. That's twice I've gotten you with that.
Do I look like a Scripps contestant?
Yes.
You said spell it. You didn't say.
What am I supposed to say? Spelling bee rules, bro.
Yeah.
In for a strike there on the corner. Base is clear with 1 out for Biscaluz. Jacob Gonzalez set, comes from the stretch and misses upstairs for ball 4 on the 3-1. So that's his second walk today. Third base runner for the Grizzly. Chris Aguilar now an opportunity to try and move things along here in the second inning. Tomorrow we'll have 1 game as well on this field at 9 a.m. Snowbirds and Chill. Oh, pardon me. No, Rush and Blue Sox. Snowbirds and Chill are on the turf field. Rush and Blue Sox tomorrow morning. Then, of course, we have the first of a 2-game set with the San Diego Force at 7 p.m. with the Palm Springs Power. Our only 2 games on this diamond tomorrow. After that, it should be back to our regular old scheduled programming. Aguilar serving as the left fielder today. It's a no ball, 1 strike count on him. Scoreless in the top of the second with 1 out. 0-1 is waved at and missed. Chris Aguilar this year. This is his 5th game played in. He has 1 hit thus far in 6 trips. And he will chase that one for strike 3. Second punch out for Gonzalez today. And he now has 2 outs here in the inning. Just climbed the ladder on him. Connor Henning's the next man up. Still haven't seen a hit in this game.
Nope. All walks and hit by pitches so
Yep.
far.
7 combined. 5 walks, 2 hit batters. Through an inning and 2/3 here. Breaking ball and a good one that just falls off the table. 0-1 here on Hennings. Pitch is high and tight. Did you see that from Jake Biscaluz over at first?
What'd he do?
Little twitch over at first. Like he's trying to get a good read and he might be thinking about going here.
He's got good speed.
Talked about that the other day. Catchers having good speed here in this league.
That's right.
Interesting development. High and tight. 2-1. Salazar has finished his warm-up tosses. We'll see if he comes in for the 3rd inning. See if it's a short day for Jacob Gonzalez. 2-1. Ground ball towards short. And right underneath the glove of Dalton Thomas and into center field. That'll go as an E6. And down at first base is Connor Hennings. He tripped over the bag and tumbled and seems to be coming up a little lame and tender with his right leg. Or his left leg, rather. He took a pretty hard tumble there at first.
Yeah, he's a big guy. That much momentum, he was going to go down in a heap either way.
Connor Hennings, 6'3", 210. Again, that goes as an E6. First error of the ball game for either side.
Jacob Gonzalez just took a cold shower.
Good for him.
Got a plastic cup of water and splashed it on the face.
Yeah, I'm next. This is one of the hottest mornings we've had.
Yeah.
It usually holds off for at least another hour till we hit triple digits.
We'll have to reenact Flash Dance after this game.
Okay. So runners abound, first and second here for Irvin Bounds. I promise I didn't mean that.
Bound
I did.
2.
That wasn't it. That wasn't an attempt at a pun. I promise. I just happened to look down and I was like, oh, it is Irvin Bounds. Bounds the DH today out of the 10 spot. He's 0 for his first 10. He has struck out 5 times, so no better time than now to get the Grizzly on the board with their first hit of the day and his first hit of the year. Take it right here. Why not? No better time than the present. That's what they say, right? Takes one down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Grizzly have made contact into the field 3 times today. Bouncy ball right back towards the mound. Gonzalez will step and throw it over to first. And that'll end the inning. So an error and a walk here in the frame doesn't come to fruition for the Grizzly. They go no runs, no hits, an error, and 2 left. 1 in scoring position to the bottom of 2. It's the bottom part of the order for the A's. Still in a 0-0 contest.
This was
To the bottom of the second we go. It's a 0-0 contest. Back out to the hill. Nolan Craddock looking to find his groove here in the inning. Here's a ground ball. That'll help things out. On over to Hayden Huff. And 1 pitch, 1 out to get Nick Rohan. Ground out will go 6-3. Back-to-back Knicks. Nick Rocha. You ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
I think I saw it on like Freeform once, maybe ABC Family back in the day.
Back when it was ABC Family?
Yeah.
Nick, where they're showing.
Oh, yeah.
They're introducing the whole family. Nicky.
Yeah.
And
Nicholas.
I am Gus.
Yes.
Downstairs and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And that must have come out, what? 2001? 99? Somewhere around there.
2002 is my guess.
1 away here in the bottom of the second. Chop ball by Rocha. Going to be a tough play. Do or die. Takes a friendly hop for Huff. And thankfully for him, it was chest high and nice and easy. That could have easily deadened or taken a wicked bounce. Instead, it goes as a 6-3 put out for 2 gone. Draws up Austin Reed. 2002, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, by the way.
I can pull out like movie year releases out of anywhere.
Grats. Looking for our first 1-2-3 frame of the ball game. Here it comes to Austin Reed. He'll take 1 up and away. That's just the 4th pitch of the inning, by the way. Anything under 10, consider it a win for Craddock. 2-0. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. That and the Windex bit in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Pretty much the only thing I remember from that movie. It's been a really long time since I've seen that one. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding is one of those movies like Forrest Gump where you turn it on TV and it's always like halfway through. And you're like, yeah, I'll watch the rest
Yeah,
of
you're
it.
like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you always get to Forrest Gump in the middle of the war scene. He's playing ping pong.
I guess there aren't enough rocks. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes and 8 pitches to finish off the second. Craddock has found his groove. We go to the third. It's still 0-0. We go to the top of the third inning, and it's going to be the top of the order here for the Grizzly in a scoreless affair today in Palm Springs. Jacob Gonzalez is given away here today. 2 innings of work, no hits, no runs, a pair of walks, a pair of strikeouts, and a hit batter. And we'll see Tanner Salazar on the hill. Salazar versus Antonio Cruz here to begin the inning, and for a strike 0-1. This will be the first time we see Tanner on the hill. Out of La Mirada High School and Whittier College. The righty kick steals. Fouls back, and it's 0-2. Just saw today Tanner's old teammate Jared Jones in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization had a heck of an outing the other day. 11 strikeouts in 4 innings for the Bradenton Marauders. First round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates not too long ago. In the dirt, 1-2. So maybe channel some of that Jared Jones. That kid was unrelenting down in his prep days. One-two pitch, slap foul, first base side. Let's do it again. Grizzly had a couple of base runners in their first 2 innings. Had a runner on second in the first and second in the second. Neither times became a frugal situation. Another 1-2. Another foul ball. Antonio Cruz all day long already. 2 strike foul balls. Lost count in that first one.
Must have been 3 or 4.
Oh, easy. I put it around 5 or 6. He was up there for a long time against Jacob Gonzalez. Probably ended his day in inning early. Here's a ground ball into left field, and there's our first hit of the ball game. Antonio Cruz wins the battle here against Salazar. It's a single into left. Hayden Huff, who was hit by the first pitch he saw back in the first inning, will come back up with a second go-around. 0-0, top 3. Ball game is 44 minutes old for those of you keeping track. We started 3 minutes early today at 8:57 this morning. And what is an anticipated 2-hour ball game per usual. Huff lines one hopping out of the reach of a diving DeJesus into center field. Back-to-back singles to begin the third inning.
Couple hit hard, straight past gloves here in the infield. First, the pitch that Cruz put through the left side was super high in the zone. That one Hayden Huff was able to hang in on a inside pitch.
Hayden Huff's 5th hit. All of them are singles this season so far. For Cruz, that is his 5th hit as well. Also all singles. J.R. Freethy, the batter, takes a strike. Freethy flew out to left field back in the first inning. He is 0 for 1. Freethy flew out to left field. A lot of F's. Looks like my report card. That misses for a ball. 1-1.
Did we have J.R. Freethy listed as a switch hitter? I really didn't recall that, but he does.
To my knowledge, there aren't any switch hitters here this season. Smacked into left center field, down for a base hit. Had to wait up to see if Coachella was going to get there. So that'll be 3 straight singles to load the bases for the Grizzly, and they're in business. Brings up J.J. Engman, who walked back in the first inning. So from no hits to 3 hits in the blink of an eye. A's are loosening Bradley Clay in right field.
Yeah, see, that's weird. We have J.R. Freethy listed as a right-handed hitter.
Yep, we sure do.
And he sure did just bat from the left again.
Yep, he sure did.
Maybe trying it out. Who knows?
Look good. In the dirt, 1-0. Robert Van Dorn with a stop. We're still 0-0 here in the top of the third, but that could change with the bases juiced and nobody out. They put a runner in scoring position in every inning already, the Grizzly have. Big lead off first, the 1-0. In the dirt again, 2 balls and no strikes.
I tell you what I just realized.
What'd you realize?
He might be batting from the left and trying it out now because he's been having that soreness in the right arm.
Okay.
So leading the swing with your left may help that a good bit.
Deep in the count here at 2-0, and Engman can't miss with this one. On its way. He did miss with that one. 3 balls and no strikes. Grizzly with an opportunity here to jump on the board first. There's a strike over the heart of the plate. A team that only has 1 win in 7 games, the Grizzly need all the help they can get. Been outscored this season 50-19 entering today. Only team with just 1 win in the PSCL. Ball 4, that'll bring home the game's first run. So 3 straight singles and a 5-pitch walk trots home Antonio Cruz, and it's 1-0 Green.
See us back at first as a courtesy runner for Engman.
Sure is. So Cruz scores, everybody up 90 feet. Huff at third, Freethy at second now. RBI, by the way, as it brings up Mark Kirkland, who had an opportunity in the first inning. He'll get a second chance here with just still nobody out. Ooh, he wanted that one. Broke a little bit harder than he anticipated. He rolls it foul. He's trying to send one to the moon with that. For Engman, that was his second RBI of the year, by the way. Oh, 1 misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. This might be the last batter here for Tanner Salazar. Bradley Clay should just be about ready to go. Downstairs, 2-1. To my recollection, I don't remember ever seeing Salazar on the mound.
Neither do I.
Well, here he hasn't. We know that, but I meant in his prep days as well. Don't remember ever seeing him on the hill. In for a strike, and it's 2-2 on Mark Kirkland. Kirkland struck out looking in the first on a curveball inside edge. Let's see if they go back to that here. Chokes up ever so slightly. Outside for a full count. Looked up, and you can never 100% trust Max Preps with full stats, but there were no pitching stats for his prep days on the varsity squad with the Matadors. 3-2 now. Got it off the end of the bat to stay alive. May have chased ball 4.
I think he definitely did, but he was looking for that high pitch that whole time.
Up and over. There's still nobody out here in the inning. Set. High. 3-2. Ball 4. Back to back. Free passes. 5 straight to reach. It's 2-0 Grizzly. And it looks like our assumptions are correct. That looks to be the end of the line here for Salazar. He will likely give way here to Bradley Clay. And they will give the baseball away. And no matter how you shake it, the good old-fashioned infinite ERA without an out recorded here in the 3rd inning. 3 straight hits and back-to-back walks on a tough outing to begin the summer. But hey, that's why you're here, to work out the kinks. It'll be Jason Doran versus Bradley Clay. When we come back, it's 2-0 Grizzly. We're still in the third. The A's are nowhere near from getting out of this inning, as the Grizzly have already put 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks here in the third and lead this ball game 2-0. Jason Duran will face off with the new arm Bradley Clay. The book is not closed on Tanner Salazar, who leaves runners all over the base paths. He will again have an infinite ERA without recording it out here in the inning in his first appearance. Bradley Clay, not his first appearance. This will be the 3rd time we see him all in a relief role. And he spikes the first one. It's going to bring home another run. Wild pitch to bring home J.R. Freethy, and it's 3-0 Grizzly. Boy, do the Grizzly need this.
Yeah, they've had a lot of bad luck with a lot of their hits. A lot of hard hit balls, sometimes right at guys in the infield. Hard line outs to the outfielders. This might be them taking out a lot of that frustration from past games with the offense.
It was the 3 straight singles to begin it. 2 walks, wild pitch. Now Duran, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. With a 1-ball, no strike count. Still nobody out here in the inning. Just barely nicked it foul, and it's 1-1. Duran out of Cabrillo College, as we mentioned, for Bradley Clay, West Virginia State. Long way from home. 1-1. That one gets off of the glove on a pass ball to bring home Engman, and it's 4-0 Grizzly. Up to third base goes Kirkland. It'll be a pass ball on Robert Van Dorn. Two and one the count. Been gifting him runs here in the inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. $31. 32. Already action, by the way, in the A's bullpen as well. Another righty. 3-2. Stays alive.
That's Nacarado up in the bullpen for the A's.
Nathan Nacarado getting loose. Already on our 3rd pitcher. We're in the 3rd. 3-2 again. Called strike 3, and there's a merciful first out of the inning. Took 6 batters, but Duran goes down looking. 3rd strikeout today for the Grizzly. Bradley Clay has his first of the day, and it brings up Jake Biscaluse. All 4 of the runs across right now. Charged to Salazar, all of them earned. And again, if Kirkland comes in to score, that'll be the last one for him. He's at 3rd base. 1 out for Biscaluse, who walked his only trip today. He takes one outside for a strike. Right there on the black, and it's 0-1. Infield still drawn in here for the A's defense. Swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly here on Biscaluse. He's playing 2nd today. Way ahead here is Clay. 0-2 pitch. 1-2. Sun is beginning to subside a little bit here as it continues to move over the top of our heads. Usually around 12:30, 12:40. It's directly over top. Outside 2-2. They have a name for that. I forget what it is for when the sun is actually directly overhead. Solar noon. That's the name of it. Ball gets away, and 3 get by the catcher here to unload the bases. So Kirkland scores on the 2nd wild pitch of the inning, and it's all Grizzly now. 5-zip. We're in the 3rd. Three balls and 2 strikes here on Jake Biscaluse. Going home. That'll be the 3rd walk of the inning. First one for Bradley Clay. Chris Aguilar next up. Still just 1 out in the inning. The big frame for the Grizzly is here. Just what they wanted.
Can't say they didn't really earn it, too. You might be seeing a lot of free passes now, but 3 straight singles opened up that inning.
Yeah, hard hits, too. Ball gets away, and that'll put him on 2nd. Give it another pass ball on that one. Tough inning here for the A's. Any way you slice it. One 0 pitch. Very late decision to swing there by Aguilar. He struck out back in the 2nd. Count is even at 1-1. See how long they let this inning go. This is the 8th batter of the inning. Might roll it over here if things continue to turn sour. Like to see Clay work out of it. He'll get a little looper down the right field line for a base hit. That'll bring home Biscaluz. The ball coming to the plate, but it's not going to be in time. Biscaluz scores from second. Chris Aguilar with the 4th hit of the inning. It's an RBI single to make it a 6-0 ball game. Everything going right for the Grizzly. Connor Hennings trying to keep the train moving. For Biscaluz, his 2nd RBI of the year. Connor Hennings reached on an error back in the 2nd. It's a 6-run 3rd. One and 0. We've only seen an inning in the PSCL on this field go over 10 batters once. They didn't roll it over. This is the 9th batter of the inning. Again, we play 10 batters here. The 10th batter would be Irvin Bounds on deck. Remember, they start at the top of the order here as well. Only one down. Aguilar at first. That's a wild pitch to put him on second. Two wild pitches and 2 passed balls here in the inning. Two and one here on the right fielder, Hennings. Three and 1 rather. It's going to be a steep mountain to climb here for the A's today. Clock just struck 10:01 here in Southern California. We are an hour and 4 minutes in, and it is one of the hottest mornings of the season. Lost his bat. It's 3-2. At 10 a.m., it's 110. Man, it is skyrocketed today.
Brutal.
We have never seen it like this year. That sun came quick. No cloud coverage. I'm turning into a bowl of soup. Sure you are too, Sam. Payoff to Hennings, misses outside. They're going to roll over the inning, so both of those runs will come in to score. That's a massive frame here for the Grizzly as they end up plating 8 on 4 hits, walking 4 times. And it's all Grizzly now as we go to the bottom of the third, 8-0. long time to sit for Nolan Craddock there in a 9-batter, 8-run third inning with 2 pitchers, couple pass balls, couple wild pitches, couple walks. Rough frame there in the third. We'll see if the A's can start climbing backwards here, or back up, I should say. Robert Van Dorn will lead things off. He'll take one down and out, 1 ball and no strikes. The A's do not have a hit just yet through 2 innings. They loaded the bases in the first but couldn't score, which is looking pretty big now. 1-0 is going to be off the bat out of play. And it's 1-1. Robert Van Dorn, Ethan Cachetta, and Gabriel DeJesus. The end and the top here in the third. 8-0 Grizzly. We're looking for just their second win this summer. 2-1 your count. A's not right far behind them. Picked up their second win of the year. They're 2-5 entering today. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. At the top of the leaderboards right now, the Blue Sox and Lumberjacks, both 6-2 through their first 8 games. Longest winning streak of the year for anybody, the Lumberjacks, on a 3-game winner. Foul tip, it's still 2-2. This one lifted out toward the left side of the infield. The shortstop, Hayden Huff, will make the grab, and there's the first out. It's 5 in a row retired here for Nolan Craddock. Back to the top of the order, Ethan Cachetta was hit by a pitch but caught stealing in the first inning. You smell that? It smells a little bit like fire. Californians know that smell a little too well. Whenever my nose perks up. First pitch is downstairs, 1-0. You're always thinking the worst of it. Of course, there have been many wildfires over the last few summers, and last few years, I should say, including some that have gotten out this way. Ground ball towards second base. Over there to have it bobble in and out of his mitt is Biscaluz. That'll go as a infield single. Put Cachetta aboard at first. That's the first hit of the ballgame for the A's. By the way, new right fielder here for the Grizzly, Jude Luttrell, takes over in right. Gabriel DeJesus walked back in the first inning. He was stranded at third base. In case you're just joining us, Grizzly lead it 8-0. We're in the last of the third, with 1 out and 1 on. First pitch spiked and will allow Cachetta to take second. First wild pitch of the day for Nolan Craddock. I mean, if you're the Grizzly right now, this is exactly what you want Craddock in, the situation that is. An 8-0 pad. Let him work on his stuff right here. Lifted towards shallow center. Long run in for Antonio Cruz. He ain't going to get there. We'll have no play elsewhere. So DeJesus aboard at first with a single. Puts him on the corners now with a 3-man Noah Lane. So the A's just want to chip away here in the early going. What they're really up against and what everybody is up against throughout this summer here in the PSCL is the time. Theoretically, you know, you got plenty of game time left in regular situations. But with the soft 2-hour limit, that isn't necessarily the case. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 here on Noah Lane. Right now, this ball game has 48 minutes to get to 2 hours. Is that enough time to score 9 runs? Realistically. Lifted out towards left field. Moving towards his right is Aguilar towards the chalk line. He hauls it in. Tagging at third is Cachetta. The ball will be cut off. And the A's scratch one across here in the third. Sac fly for Noah Lane, and it's 8-1. Staying put at first, by the way, was Gabriel DeJesus. Smart play by Jason Doran to cut and hold and look. Make sure he didn't advance to second. It's Brandon Glowacki. He walked in the first inning. Foul tipped into the mitt, and it's 0-1. Glowacki got as far as second base when the A's loaded him in that first. 2 outs here in the frame. A run home. DeJesus still at first. So they do have at least some response here in the inning. Glowacki sawed off grounder to short, scooped and flipped to second by Huff to end the third. So a run across on 2 hits. Noah Lane, a sacrifice fly to left, and the A's have a small response in the third to chip away. We go to the fourth. It's 8-1. To the top of the fourth inning we go. Irvin Bounds will lead things off here for the Grizzly as they lead this contest 8-1. New catcher into the ball game. Davis Carr takes over behind the plate. Back out to the hill. Bradley Clay, first pitch of the inning, will be waved at and missed, and it's 0-1. Irvin Bounds, the DH, then Antonio Cruz and Hayden Huff. Scheduled batters here in the fourth inning. Top four, 8-1. One ball, no strikes. Or no balls and one strike. Now you can make it 1-1. Irvin Bounds, Victor Valley College, 5'11", 190. Down and out, 2-1 your count. He grounded out back to the mound, which ended the second inning, his last and only time up. He was the only one that did not bat in that 8-run third. Misses off the plate, 3-1. Got a strike there. Full count. That barely got a piece of his bat. Just barely. So they call it a foul ball. This will be the seventh pitch of the at-bat. No, sixth pitch of the at-bat. Lost him. Third walk issued by Bradley Clay. I handed him out like candy at a birthday party today. That's the seventh walk in 3 innings plus a batter. Seventh. Top of the order, it's Antonio Cruz. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored today. Late on the fastball. It's looking pretty good here from Bradley Clay. If I venture a guess, keep going back to that. He's got a couple of late swings on that pitch. Time is called at the plate. Saida Yoshida warming up in the bullpen right now for the A's. One ball, one strike, pitches upstairs. And it smells like fire here in Palm Springs, which brings up bad memories for many, many Californians. Not all of them. Runner takes off for second. They'll step off, throw to second, and the ball sails into center field. Just give a straight stolen bag for Irvin Bounds. One. Tied him up inside. Again, that fastball looks good from Clay. I wouldn't get away from that right now.
No.
1 ball and 2 strikes. 8-1 Grizzly lead it here in the fourth.
Want to see him force it inside here. Right-handed hitters having a really hard time catching up to it.
Coming home. Ooh, didn't give it to him. Pretty good spot, especially with 2 strikes. 2-2.
It was just a late frame, it seemed like.
Slow tapper back towards the middle. It'll be the shortstop, Thomas, there. Throw is late. Infield single. Second hit of the ball game for Antonio Cruz as he legs it out to first. They stand on the corners for Hayden Huff as the Grizzly threaten to do more damage. Huff 1 for 1, hit by a pitch his first time up, scored. Almost everyone has scored today. The only ones who have not scored are Jason Duran and Irvin Bounds, who stands at third. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. And, of course, Jude Luttrell, who just came in. We're seeing Bradley Clay start out with first pitch strikes, which is a good sign. Nobody out here in the fourth. Bouncy ball to short. They'll try and turn two. DeJesus, the flip to first, and it erases a pair. Irvin Bounds comes in to score. They get the run back. It's 9-1 here in the fourth, but two erased, and the base is clear now. Good turn. Taylor-made candy hop. No RBI for Hayden Huff. J.R. Freethy, the next batter up. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run. Flew out back in the first. There's two gone here in the fourth. Breaking ball gets away 1-0.
See, here's where you can change up that fastball approach. I mean, I know the breaking ball gets away from him there, but you're working against Freethy, who already took, one of your fastballs high and in the zone the other way. You can't just expect to throw fastballs past him.
2-0. Foul tip that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Glad you can join us alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granato. We're here inside Palm Springs Stadium. In for a strike, 2-2. And more to that smell of smoke point. It looks a little hazy now.
It's very hazy. This is the least visibility we've had in a while here.
Line out of play. Support your local journalists and figure out what's going on. I'm sure there's some stories being written up right now.
You can barely make out the mountainside in the distance.
They're almost gone. It's
Just
a
like
white,
a different,
a white smoke encirculating us. Got him to swing down and in, and all things considered, a pretty clean frame for Bradley Clay. Does allow a run to score on a double play ball, but that's it. 3.5 complete. We go to the bottom of 4. It's 9-1 Grizzly. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Back out to the hill. Noah Craddock as he misses outside with that one. Luke Dinos, the batter to lead off here in the fourth. It's 9-1 Grizzly as this one's grounded on the second pitch to first. Kirkland takes care of it himself. Three unassisted. Here to open up the bottom of the inning. Sam, welcome to your first fire season.
Yeah, easily the first one I've seen. This is not regular on the East Coast, and I've been as far west as Colorado before this year, so this is all new to me.
Bunt try, beauty down the third base line. Let it roll foul. It doesn't. It hits the bag. Base hit for Dalton Thomas. That was a perfect bunt.
If he has that in his toolbox, I'd like to see it more. Give more base runners to the A's. Do what you can.
Nick Rowan to the plate. The left fielder is 0 for 1. Welcome to Ash on Your Car. Welcome to pieces of bark flying through the air, charred pieces of bark flying through the air, constant smell of smoke. Pitch misses down, 1-0. Nick Rowan. 9-1 Grizzly. The A's trailing here in the bottom of the fourth. It's almost 10:30 a.m. here in California, and I think I'm going to have to do some Googling to see what's going on because something's going on. Lined into left field. That's going to hang up. And there's Chris Aguilar for the second out of the inning. Brings up Nick Rocha.
Yeah, it was so scary watching from just your phone or your computer last August.
Oh, yeah.
That reality for people that weren't there was obviously not as scary, but just terrifying to see unfold over social media.
Yeah. Best place to ever find information, by the way, CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE is always a real, obviously, reliable source. That's where I always go. Official fire agency of California. Ground ball down the third base line. Duran scoops it in territory and throws it on over to first to end the inning. So a bunt single goes by the wayside here in a quick bottom of the fourth. To the fifth we go. It's 9-1 Grizzly. 9 runs on 5 hits with no errors for the Grizzly. For the A's, 1 run. They've done it on 3 hits and 1 error committed. We go to the top of the 5th to take you the rest of the way. Here's Sam Walters.
Be a new right-hander on the mound for the A's. Nathan Nacarado takes over for Bradley Clay. Clay ends up going 2 innings with 2 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. It'll be Nacarado versus 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Grizzly. Ingman, Kirkland, and Duran due up. First pitch from Nacarado, fastball inside, 1-0. Nathan Nacarado out of Northwest Nazarene University. Another one runs inside, 2-0. Curveball also inside. 3 balls, no strikes. To the catcher, J.J. Ingman, he has walked twice, has scored a run and earned an RBI on the second one with the bases loaded. This is outside. 4 straight balls, and Ingman's on with a free pass. Landon White to run it first for Ingman as a courtesy. Nice of you to do that. Good for you, Landon. First pitch into Mark Kirkland, runs inside, is 1-0. As we mentioned, 3 catchers in this starting lineup for the Grizzly. 3 players listed as catchers. Foul back to the screen by Kirkland, evens the count 1-1. But it looks like they're going to roll with Ingman here. May eventually see a sub. Biscaloo's playing in the field, and they also have Urban Bounds at the DH spot currently. Another one fouled off inside by Kirkland. Marcus struck out and walked back in the third. Ended up scoring. RBI coming on the bases loaded walk. Long pause on the mound. Here's the 1-2 from Nacarado. Tried to catch the inside corner. Missed a bit inside. Backs Kirkland off the plate, but he digs back into the left-hand batter's box. Here's the 2-2. Another one fouled off by Kirkland. He's already trailing this one by 8 runs. They're down 9-1 currently. Grizzly just looking to get some solid at-bats for their lineup. Grizzly seeking their 2nd win of the season. Breaking ball high, full count. A's hanging in there for the chance of a comeback. Seeking their 3rd win. Three balls, 2 strikes to Mark Kirkland. Here's the pitch. Sails high over the glove. Landon White takes off to second. Kirkland will head to first on the walk. Find some time on the field to try and kick some dirt off the rubber. Maybe give Nacarado some more room to plant. He steps back on. Now facing Jason Duran, the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out and grounded out to third. Duran now the only batter for the Grizzly that has not scored a run here today. First one misses low. In the dirt, gets behind the catcher Davis Carr. Both runners will move up. Pitch on Nacarado makes it a 2-0 count. They draw the infield in. Swung on and missed. Two runners in scoring position, no outs here in the top of the fifth. Breaking ball gets away from him. 3-1. Down the pipe. Another full count here. Second one in a row. Pitch to Duran. Chopped and fouled back. Duran just looking to join the party. Here's another full count pitch. This is outside. Gets behind the backstop, and Landon White's going to come in to score. 10-1. Kirkland advances to third on the wild pitch. Duran's at first, runners on the corner, still no outs. Three straight walks to open the inning. Don Brace is going to go out and have a talk with Nacarado. There's no one warming up in the A's bullpen. We saw Seidai Yoshida in the bullpen warming up earlier. Looks like they might save him for a closer affair. Seidai being one of our favorites to watch here in the PSCL. A lot of energy, a lot of emotion. Been a big part of the two wins that the A's have been able to scrape across so far. A's will head back to their marks. Nacarado remains in the game. He's facing off against the pinch hitter Michael Macias. Macias batting in the seventh spot for Jake Biscaluse. He'll presumably take over at third, and they'll probably move Jason Duran over to second when we go to the bottom of this inning. This is inside to Macias. 1-0. Runner at first goes, pitch sails high, throw in the dirt, gets into the outfield. Mark Kirkland is going to jump on his horse and he'll head home. Duran heading to third. E2 allows Kirkland to score and moves Duran up 90 feet. So Duran has a stolen bag on that play, advances to third on the air. That one misses somewhere. 2-1 count. Pardon, 3-0 count. Had the green light, lifted it to center. Chasing is Cachetta. He makes the catch, heading home is Duran, and he scores. Throw gets away, so makes it in a 12-1 game now. Duran scores on the sac fly by Michael Macias. That is the first out here in the top of the fifth. Sack fly for Macias brings up Chris Aguilar. Breaking ball made him duck, but it's in the zone, 0-1. Aguilar's 1 for 2 today, had a single back in the third. RBI tacked on to that, scored a run later. Also struck out in the second. It's quickly falling behind to Nacarado, 0-2. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. First strikeout for Nacarado. So Jude Luttrell steps in. He'll take his first cuts here today. He came in as a substitution in right field for Connor Hennings. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside, 1-0. Another one misses. Another 3-0 count. Davis Carr will have a second to chat with Nacarado. He brings out the ball to the mound himself. Luttrell digs back in the left-hand batter's box. From the windup, here's a 3-0. This is high. 4 straight balls. And the 4th walk for Nacarado this inning. Grizzly lead at 12-1 currently. 2 outs, top of the 5th. 3 runs have scored. All 3 were walks that led off this inning. 3 in a row to Ingman, Kirkland, and Duran. That one is sliced down the right field line, foul. That one in there to Irvin Bounds, the DH. 0 for 1 today, had a walk back in the 4th, ended up scoring. Oh, 1. Inside corner, called strike. Good pitch for Nacarado. He's been seeking that spot this whole inning, just now hit it. 2 outs, 2 strikes, runner on first. That one is chopped over to the shortstop and off the glove of Dalton Thomas and into left field. Tough hot for Thomas. That'll go as a single for Irvin Bounds. Thomas wanted to play it like a liner, but it one-hopped his webbing. So the inning continues. Flips the lineup card over to Antonio Cruz. Big lead at first for Irvin Bounds. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball, that's in the zone. Now we're starting to see Nacarado find comfortability with that second pitch. Oh, 1 in the dirt. Here's the 1-1 to Cruz. Another good breaking ball. That's in there. Cruz is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. One coming against Salazar and one coming against Bradley Clay. Sails high over the backstop. Both runners advance on the wild pitch by Nacarado. Evens the count 2-2 now to Cruz. He has 2 runners in scoring position. Currently a 12-1 ball game. Still 1 swing away from adding on. 2-2. Breaking ball fought it off and put it in the field of play. Popped up to the second baseman to Jesus. He has it. That retires the side. That'll do it for the top of the fifth. We head to the bottom of the inning. Grizzlies still leading this one 12-1. It's the bottom of the fifth. The Grizzlies looking to shut this one down. They lead 12-1 over the A's. New shortstop in the ball game and a new second baseman in for the Grizzly. Alex Carrillo takes over for Hayden Huff at short. And Michael Macias, after pinch hitting, will take over at second base. Still Nolan Craddock. First pitch popped up into the air, left field. Carrillo has it. Aguilar has it. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the fifth. So here's the catcher, Davis Carr. This will be his first at-bat here today. Took over at catcher for Robert Van Dorn. First delivery in the dirt. Fell back and out of play, evens the count 1-1. This could potentially be the last half inning we see here today in this game, and the last one of the day, this being the first and only game in Palm Springs Stadium. We've reached about 10:50 here this morning. This game scheduled to end around 11. That one has popped up high in the air. Kirkland calls off the second baseman, Macias, and he's there. He's got it. 2 outs. Brings up the top of the order and Ethan Cachetta. 1 for 1 today with a single and a run. Got hit by pitch in the first. He has scored the only run here for the A's today. First pitch to him misses downstairs, 1-0. Grounded up the middle and through the glove of Nolan Craddock. So a 2-out single puts Cachetta aboard. 2 for 2. Reached base 3 times today. That'll extend the inning. Gabriel DeJesus steps up. Also 1 for 1 with a single. Walked back in the first. First pitch called strike on the inside corner to DeJesus, 0-1. Coachella at first, he's already been picked off once today. That was back in the first inning, the left-hander Craddock. Seen some good lefty pickoff moves the past few days. Kenny Keller notably. That one is popped behind second. Michael Macias is there. He's got it. 3 outs now. So that'll end the fifth. We'll see what they do about this game, and it looks like they are going to call this one. Yep, they're going to call this one a ball game. So the Grizzly end up striking to take this win, their second win of the season. Finished final score 12-1 over the A's. Winning pitcher for the Grizzly, it's Nolan Craddock. He was the only one that the A's got to see. He goes a full 5 innings, gives up 1 run on 4 hits. Losing pitcher for the A's will be Tanner Salazar. He gave up 5 runs in technically 0 innings of work. Was not able to retire a batter back in the third. And that big 8-run inning is what propelled the Grizzly over the A's today. Only game of action here in Palm Springs Stadium today, so we'll sign off. For my partner Steve, Sam Walters on the call. We will see you tomorrow for the first game of PSCL action. That game will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Be streamed live on YouTube. That game between the Rush and the Blue Sox, we'll see them at 9 o'clock, and at 11:30 it'll be A's versus Bootleggers. So for one last time, Sam Walters, Steve Granado. Final score, Grizzly over the A's 12-1. We'll see you tomorrow.